Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hi, this is Zach Meir with the Bulletin Board Heroes on Friday, the 21st of February here on Share Talk, sponsored by the UK Investor Show. That's on Saturday, April the 21st. Starting off with Block Energy, where you can see that the shares just trying to break out of this falling wedge there. I suppose the levels just below the 50-day moving average. That's the blue line there. So around the, 4.5 pence, 4.4 pence. End of day, end of week close today above that and above the 50-day line should be enough this time to take the shares on a little rally back towards 7 or 8 pence. We did have a full storm there in last month, but hopefully this time we'll make a better job of it. And once we break through 4.5, then the stop loss back below, I suppose 3.75 pence would do the trick. The reason for relative optimism at the moment is the way that the RSI is pushed above the neutral level. So hopefully on this occasion we will have some follow through. Next contender is one that has been relatively popular, let's say, over the recent past. I have covered it before as well. In the recent past, that's Canadian Overseas. Here we've got the shares gapping up from the 200-day moving average, which is normally a very good sign, 0.09 the level there. And we've also got this sort of saucer shape reversal over the last, the post-July period as well, which gives the impression of a stock which is ready for a long-term reversal, long-term rally. Top of the channel here towards 0.25 pence, which obviously we've got a result for those who've been trying to make money from the lower levels. Looking for 0.25 at least while we're above the floor of this rising trend channel from the summer at 0.07 pence. Ideally, we don't actually go back below or stay below the 200-day line at 0.09. Relatively obscure stock next comes in the form of Ubiquiti. Here we've got the classic falling wedge break, gap through the 50-day moving average, which are the two things that we like, largely because they tend to work in terms of providing ongoing momentum. Target here as high as this May resistance line projection heading towards 65 pence. And really we're looking for that if we can get a decent end of week close above the 50-day moving average, or even better, the 40 pence level, which was last month's resistance. Stop loss at this stage probably best around 32 pence. Ideally, we don't go back below that broken September resistance line. Gold, obviously, in the headlines at the moment. So Golden Prospect, not surprisingly, a stock which is benefiting at the moment, just breaking this triangle there at 3 pence. Pushed above the 50-day moving average at 2.5 pence. So that's a stop loss, the technical stop loss here. And basically looking for a retest of the best levels of last year around 7 pence. When I would guess that the gold price was rather lower than it is now. The other point to look at is probably the way that they've got the 50 and 200-day moving averages likely to move into a golden cross over the next few weeks, and that's something which could accelerate the share price that much more. W-shaped reversal here, so the neckline there at 4 pence is the initial level to break if you're cautious on the shares. Stock which has been in the wilderness for a while but looks like it's coming out is Lansdowne Oil and Gas. Here we've got a likely break of this extended falling wedge from October. Probably want to see the shares back above, let's say, 0.7 on an end of day or end of week close. To sort of make sure that that's where that they are actually going to break out and head higher. The target here on the upside, that resistance line projection from earlier last year up towards 1.4, 1.5 pence, if the big breakout is delivered successfully. Wanted to look at Niosite, which is certainly not a stock for the faint-hearted. Here we're looking at it on an hourly chart view, because there's not much to see on the daily chart. It's got very wide daily candles. Here you can see that, interestingly, over the course of this morning, we've had this very strong candle here bouncing off the low, 63 pence, and really like a cork and water reversal. Need to break during the day now for the rest of the session. I suppose 105 would do the trick, and 105 could be then the trigger to get the shares back up towards the best levels that we've seen. So quite exciting there after that extended candle rebound that we had. And also something to note is the way that we've hardly touched the 200 period moving average there at 60 pence. So that is a bullish sign too. But break of the 105 level could be the next trigger for a partial or even total retest of the best levels so far for Novacyt. Stock which is we're going to look at on a daily basis daily chart basis is Petrovalvlovsk, which has delivered a very strong candle today, breaking the previous highs there around 17 and a quarter pence last month. And really, while we're above that, looking for a top of November price channel target as high as 30 pence. So very nice, simple setup, a simple looking setup there for the shares. Clearly, you can see the way the 50 and 200-day moving averages are both rising as well, very, very sharply indeed. Finishing off with Velocys, which I think I've looked at in the recent past. Probably when the shares were in this consolidation there, that mid-move consolidation, they've broken out of that very strongly. So it's a matter of seeing or trying to work out what the next level up for the stock would be looking, I think, at this stage as high as the September 2018 resistance line projection, the top of that trend channel at 12 pence. And that's valid really on a weekly close above the 6 pence level, whether we get it this week or next week. This stage only back below 4.7 pence, the initial February resistance, really a negative in terms of a decent rally for Velocys shares. That's it for me today. Join me again on Monday.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.